If you've always wanted to make an impact at work and never known how, use these turbulent days as an opportunity to step up to the plate, like Benjamin Franklin. By the time the American Revolution came, Franklin was a tired old luminary past his prime, but he became one of the most pivotal leaders that guided America behind the scenes through its darkest hour. Here's how he did it. Step 1. Become the post office. When the British Admiral Richard Howe, commander of the entire King's Army, showed up on Yankee soil to begin correspondence with the enemy, they didn't know who to reach out to. Literally. Hello, who did we give this letter to tell you all to knock off all this revolution business? The British didn't recognize the Continental Congress as legitimate. So not sure where to direct his proposals, Lord Howe sent it to the one person he knew would guarantee to relay the information. That man was Benjamin Franklin. And it was no accident either. Ever since his youth, Franklin loved being the aggregator and disseminator of information. His annual magazine, Poor Richard's Almanac, contained all sorts of interesting information like trivia, poems, and weather predictions. And Franklin loved writing letters. He would write to everyone, especially the most famous and ingenious people of his time, asking them for their latest research, sharing his ideas, or just wanting to introduce himself. He wrote so many letters that they gave him the job of starting the United States Postal Service. During a crisis, chaos and miscommunication reign supreme, and it's hard for leaders to stay on top of it. Be an asset to them by reaching out and building connections with people all over your organization, both on the inside and the out, to find the most real-time, pertinent information. Your job is not to spread rumors, but with the approval of your bosses, volunteer to help collect feedback and updates in a consistent and respectful manner. Be a calm, unbiased shelter of facts to help your leaders lead amidst this maelstrom, and watch as you slowly win everyone's trust. Number 2, introduce the French to the Americans. Deep in the heart of the revolution, when the Americans desperately needed help, they once again turned to Mr. Franklin. The Congressional Committee tasked him with the most dangerous and complex of all his public missions, to bring France on board as an ally. His job was to not only somehow reach out and make secret connections within the French government, but also convince a country that had just signed a peace treaty with the English to break that truce and join their war instead. But Franklin went to work immediately, employing all his charm and cunningness, and started setting up meetings and correspondence between French intermediaries and the American rebels. At a time when without France's aid and alliance, the Americans would surely be defeated and his life was constantly in danger, Franklin kept his cool and kept making great introductions.
George, have you met my friend Louis? Cool dude. You two should connect.
He was so great at meeting Frenchmen and making introductions that after a year, he convinced an entire monarchy to support a fledgling democracy, and that helped turn the tide of the entire war. During times of distress, people retreat and focus on survival, but the best of us realize that uncertainty and upheaval are fertile grounds for change. Whether it's organizations or people, we need to break out of our shell and start connecting with different groups to find hidden opportunities, innovative solutions, and new allies. Be the person in your workplace that connects your CEO with a potential investor, or have your team sit in on a 30-minute phone call with an industry veteran who can give great advice. With just a few minutes each day of making introductions, you'll have a dramatic impact on a few people's lives. And over a period of time, you'll have built a reputation for being one of the most well-connected people. Number 3, organize the smartest drinking club. Benjamin Franklin is arguably the founder of modern-day networking. In his early 20s, he and a couple of business friends founded the Junto Club. This social drinking club was very particular in who they invited and organized their meetings around questions that Franklin devised. It was a safe and exciting space to exchange ideas, critique the establishment, and brainstorm solutions. And these Junto meetings created public projects, such as the Volunteer Firefighting Brigade, the first lending library, and even a public hospital. The greatest contribution of the Junto Club was that its members would soon include George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and many other founding fathers gathered together for drinks. This last idea is for the boldest among you and will only work if you've executed the previous steps of being trusted and well connected at your company. With your boss's approval, put together an exploratory team of the brightest and most passionate people from all over your company and have them meet routinely. The goal is to look into your firm's unattended problems or opportunities. Your group could build and test a new experimental product line, or analyze the reasons for customer churn across the board. Whatever you work on, remember, it's something that's of interest to your company. They just haven't got around to it. That is, until you came along. In summary, to be irreplaceable, place yourself at the center of all the information exchange, make constant introductions, and organize smart people to work on special projects. So many of us complain that we never get a break in our career. Stop and start creating opportunities for yourself. Benjamin Franklin wasn't afforded any special privileges, but if he, through a lifetime of hard work, curiosity, and generosity, can become an indispensable asset to the birth of this nation, then so can you to your company during these dark days. My name is Nikhil Paul, and this is We're Here.